Now turn to page 394.
For those of you who didn't get that awesome reference, we're talking about werewolves, or wolves more specifically, because werewolves aren't real, and today's episode of the Halloween spooktacular videos. So we're here to go check out a place that actually deals with wolves, so we can learn a little bit more about them. And so to learn more about what wolves are really like and all the weird things with Halloween, we went and visited Mission Wolf down in the mountains of southern Colorado. And so with me today is...
I'm Jordan. I am a volunteer at Mission Wolf, where we work to give homes to captive wolves and wolf dogs and educate the public as much as we can about these animals.
So there you go. So and about education, so you have to think about like why wolves are so weird and crazy. And so is that a lot of because they're nocturnal and that they're predators and things like that?
Yeah, for sure. Because wolves are seen as nocturnal, they're actually most active at dawn and dusk, but because those are sort of spooky times, wolves are associated with darkness and nighttime, and yeah, there's sort of the unknown and all of that, which makes them seem a little scary to people.
Right, exactly. And then like the whole howling at the moon thing, as far as I understand it, which is partly, again, part of the unknown and fear, like where werewolves came from. Like back in the times before where there was all this electronic and interference and lights and stuff, on actual full moons, the night would be brighter, and so people would be up later doing work. And so when they were up later, it is encroaching in that crepuscular or dawn and dusk time that you talked about. So they would see the wolves more often, and so when they're howling, because that's how they communicate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they learn to just kind of associate and tie those things together, and all tying into that big kind of like mystery spooky thing.
Yeah, exactly. Wolves also tend to be more active at the full moon, which adds to that just because wolves can hunt better when there's all of that light.
Mm-hmm.
So while people were also more active during the full moon, wolves were as well, which means that because they're howling at the sky during the full moon, it gives that appearance of howling at the moon.
Right.
For sure.
And so that's where that kind of whole scare and fear came from. But wolves actually don't have anything to do with that. They're actually really cool, and they have very intricate communication and social structures and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. The howling that people associate with that scariness is just how they communicate, how they tell each other what's going on, and like letting each other know that there's food or something like that happening. They just howl all the time, just to talk.
Yep, and that's just what they do, and that's a really cool thing with that with canines and jumbo with wolves. It's just that really just kind of cool iconic thing that we've learned to associate, that I think a lot of people now that there's more, I guess, respect and appreciation for wolves, at least a lot more than there certainly has been over the last 100 years, that people really kind of associate with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that why you think a lot of people want to get wolf dogs?
Yeah,
and to get pet wolves?
That is a huge part of it. As we are destroying the natural world, people see wolves as a part of that and think that in owning a wolf or a wolf dog, they can have a piece of the wild and hold on to that.
Which doesn't exactly work out very well, does it? Because they're not the same animal anymore, are they?
No, wolves and dogs are so different because we bred dogs to be what we wanted them to be and to love us unconditionally, which wolves don't have the need to do.
Yeah, it's entirely different behavior anymore, huh?
Yeah.
Then that's why you end up in a place like this, where at places where people thought they wanted to get something that they didn't understand, they didn't really know, they didn't take the time to really appreciate, and so they end up in a situation where it's not good for them or for the animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I really appreciate the time of you coming out and meeting us and showing us around and talking to kind of better appreciate and educate a lot of the misconceptions and how wonderful these animals are. I really want to thank you for letting us come out and do that.
Of course.
So if you guys, want to learn more information about Mission Wolf or anything they do like that, I'll put links down in the description. hit them up. They are amazing, amazing, wonderful people. If you want to help donate to them, that'd be great too. And for all of you guys, stay tuned for more spooky videos for the rest of this month of October, as well as thank you so much for supporting my channel. Please like and subscribe, and we'll check you next time.